Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Theresa, but you can call me Cat. I'm doing a November Virgo reading. This is going to be an ancestor overview. So this is for anyone who has Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. If you have... what's Virgo? Now, at the end of October, Venus on the 29th moved from Virgo to Libra. So, as November begins, you may still be feeling the after effects of that. Virgo is a mercurial energy, so you may be feeling Mercury retrograde more than other people might. Mercury retrograde moved from Scorpio into Libra on October 29th. So there's this sort of double whammy of the movement of both Venus and Mercury that might be affecting those with Virgo as well. Is there anything else that Mercury's doing? Let's see what else. Mercury. I think that's it for now. Alright. So this ancestor overview reading, let me first see what decks I've got here. So I have the Lover's Oracle. I have the Work Your Light Oracle. I have this Blessed Bee deck by Lucy Cavendish. I have the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, and I have the Morgan Greer Tarot. So the way this reading works is that this section is for the querent, also known as the viewer. If you're cross-watching, this would be your person. I think that one wants to be sideways. I'll leave it. Sometimes when I touch them and they spin, they need to be in the challenge position. Okay, so the way this works, this section, like I said, for you or the person you're watching for, i.e. whoever's got the Virgo energy. And this is past, present, and near future. I mean, this could be past as in something that's happening in October, or it could be like a long time ago. This is right now. This could be stuff that's happening in November or within the next, year or a couple of years or foreseeable future. It's sort of, it's not really vague. It just depends on when you're picking up the energies. And if you're watching this outside of November 2020, you're watching it later and it resonates, then obviously this wouldn't be like this November. It would be like sometime in like where you can still see it in the calendar and you don't have to get a new calendar yet. Ugh. There's somebody mowing out there and I closed the window and it's still really loud. So past, present, future, this is Wands energy, Cups energy, Swords energy, Pentacles energy. So this is the modus operandi, the core thing, the drive, the life purpose type of energy. This is emotions and psychic downloads, thoughts, feelings, perceptions, physical body, manifestation, resources, money, stuff like that. These cards down here are advice for this. And then this section over here is ancestors. So we have recent ancestors, middle distant ancestors, and more ancient ancestors. So this could be like parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, or it could be like within the last couple hundred years, within the last 1,000 years, and then like tens or hundreds of thousands of years. It can be both at the same time because time is cyclical, and also all times are happening now, so we only experience it linearly because of our 3D limitations. And then to wrap up the whole reading, I have two other cards down here which match these ones. So I'm going to start with the person, and we'll look at the wands. Wait, we'll look at the past. I did a different reading yesterday, so now I'm a little scrambled. So in the wands energy, in the past, we have the Hermit. So this is sort of going into the core. But we're trying to sort of get some groundwork into illumination of the darkness. This is like the reactor. This is the solar chakra. And we're starting off with Virgo energy. The Hermit itself. Number 9. 9 is like a half dream or a half nightmare. It's sort of like I had a dream and I can't remember it kind of energy. Emotionally, having difficulty seeing things from other perspectives. You know, it's like I can't get the whole picture. I'm locked into this viewpoint of defending myself. And notice this, I mean, it might not be showing up in color in my camera, but she's dressed in green, and we have this very emotive, watery essence. So even though it's a swords card, there is this background of emotional content. And this is the moon in Libra. So the moon is very watery. Now the Two of Swords is a low vibration of the High Priestess, which is also technically moon energy, but for me as a reader often shows up as Piscean energy. So, and somehow what I feel like this in the past is I'm not opening myself up to listen to other people because I don't want someone jamming that third sword into my heart. I'm blocking myself from taking in pain. Like, I'm not going to see you, I'm not going to hear you, you can't come in. So in the thoughts and perspectives, we have death inverted. So we have 13. I feel like this is the third, this scythe is coming in as the third sword that's trying to complete the wounding. 13 is a transformative. We already know that we're in the Hermit. We're going deep inside. And we are already touched into the heart chakra. So what's going on here with this death card is an inner transformation. And part of what happens when I see scorpionic energy inverted is we need to go deeper. Right? It's like, I need to go into my core. None shall pass. And now it's like I need to go deeper. So we have the Queen of Rods in a challenged position. So I feel like this is... This is like a combination of where these two cards are trying to go. The Queen of Swords is a mid-level between the Two of Swords and the High Priestess. For me, it goes Two of Swords, Queen of Swords, Justice, and then the High Priestess. But I see a Queen here, and the Queen is in the solar chakra where the Hermit's trying to go, and she's number 13. She's this inner transformation and exists at the depths. The Queen of Wands is Pisces and Aries. So notice I said that the High Priestess is Pisces for me sometimes. Mars is retrograding in Aries, and I feel like this being in the challenge position is part of that energy. It's been happening for several weeks prior to now, and this is happening in the past. So we have this challenge to transform our interior to have command over our own core and be at a higher level of perception. Right? This is like the Queen of Swords inside on the journey inside the sun. So let's see what's happening in the present. Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles inverted. And I see that she's also on a very yellow background. A pentacle card inverted could mean a loss, like a material loss, or the way that I'm feeling it is there's a sickness. My insides aren't fruitful. You know, it's like I don't have the right kind of bacteria in my gut. I'm not getting the nourishment that I need. I feel like the world is against me and it makes me shrivel into myself. Queen of Pentacles energy is Sagittarius and Capricorn. I feel like the world, Saturn, is against me. It makes me feel like I have bad luck, Jupiter energy. So the illumination and the inner transformation is highlighting this issue in the now. Like I'm realizing that there's a tension, there's an illness in my center. And again, a 13 inverted is more inner transformation. So we have 3 13s in a row. And now I have the 7 of Wands. This is coming up over and over again. This is the same energy. I'm not going to let you put that third sword in. And this is, I'm defending myself. You can't get past me. None shall pass. Now it's coming in a masculine energy. Right? So we see that there's Martian energy. There's Aries energy. There's that Mars. This was Mars energy sideways. And this energy is Mars in Leo. Right? So we have the masculine energy inside the solar chakra. It's almost like the feminine energy is the one who is afraid of being wounded and who is trying to collapse from soaking in more sickness, more tension. But their masculine energy for Virgo is saying, I'm going to stand up for myself, even though this you can't come in here energy is feminine. There's sort of a united front inside of Virgo saying, you know, I'm like my feminine energy and my masculine energy, whether it's a male, like whether you're masculine Virgo with inner feminine or whether you're feminine Virgo with inner masculine, both aspects of yourself are forming a blockade, which is probably why there's so much death energy, because there's multiple facets that have to be transformed in some way. This is standing up for what you believe in or defending yourself. Defense, defense. Notice that this is 9 again, which is that Hermit energy. Something within. So in the Swords energy, we have Swords again. thoughts, communication, perceptions. This is the I'm sailing away from the bullshit card. Six of Swords, Mercury and Aquarius. So Mercury is ruling Virgo, and Aquarius has to do with innovation, consciousness, and so on. What's interesting is right now Aquarius is retrograde in Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and we see that Venus came out of Virgo on October 29th, right before Halloween, the day of death. 31 reverses to 13, and we see this inverted. This is, like, literally this is on Halloween. Now, because Mercury could also be Gemini energy, and I was going to say that here too. So we have the twins, masculine and feminine as well. It's technically, I mean, it could be the lovers, but it also could be that internal thing. Like, I'm having a hard time connecting to my partner because I'm not letting them in, and they're not letting their guard down either. But here it's sort of like sailing, it could be sailing away together. 6 swords, 6 major arcana, the lovers, Gemini, and we see them sailing over these waters here. But I do want to say that because Uranus is retrograde, the Aquarius energy on here kind of could want this card to be inverted, which would be another I need to go deeper, because it would, to me, it would be Scorpionic. So to have it coming in under the Scorpionic energy sort of makes sense, but because this card is inverted, it makes sense that this one is upright. And this is kind of half of death. I see 6 and 7, 13. I also just thought of 9 and 6, 15, devil energy, which is more Capricorn energy, that's Saturn energy. We'll see if that pops up somewhere else in the reading. Well, let's see what this is. So we have the 2 of Pentacles in the challenge position. Now look at this. They're in a boat. I'm on a boat, motherfucker. And here's a ship back here. This is Jupiter in Capricorn. It's the same energy as this card. But we've moved from the solar chakra, and we're sort of trying to get into the emotions, right? I need some water because I've got too much acid in my stomach. Now that I'm starting to feel better and I'm getting a breath of fresh air, I need to figure out this mechanism. I need to make a decision. I need to choose. And it's kind of similar to this card. This is sort of swinging blindly, but here I'm in the position of I'm starting to recover to a point where I can ground enough to see to take a look at what it is that I'm actually dealing with. So there's this juxtaposition between solar energy and moon energy, water, fire and water. So ultimately I would expect to see temperance in here somewhere. 14. Don't know if I have that anywhere. 9 and 5 is 14, but I don't see a 5 anywhere yet. I'm just thinking. Now these cards could be ones. The queens could be ones, and the death can break down to 4. So 4 and 6 is 10, and 4 is 14. So there is somewhat of an element of temperance, and I did see Sagittarius energy twice already, which is temperance. Is that right? Yes. Okay, so in the future here, near future, we have the Knight of Pentacles inverted. Now, this is the second time this week. Now, it might have come up in a private reading, but I'm seeing knights and queens coming out together in similar positions. Knight of Pentacles is the slow knight. He's also in a very yellow field. Look at this red here. This is Mars. I was going to say it could be the root chakra, but this is Mars. It's a red planet hanging in the sky. Knight of Pentacles is Leo and Virgo energy. So we have Virgo energy, we have Sun energy. Now I see this red disc here that tells me Martian energy, Mars retrograde. Now I see a Leo inverted that tells me moon energy, even though there's sun energy present, right? I'm in the dark about something. And then Virgo energy also sort of on its head. What's interesting is that when I see a knight inverted, it does tell me the Hanged Man. Because this is a 12 or a 1. Hanged Man is 12. So we have Neptune retrograde energy here as well, which is happening until November 28th. So that has to do with the subconscious, right? I'm holding tension inside. I don't know what it is, but when I get some water energy, some cleansing, it feeds into the Neptune retrograde being water, and I'm starting to be able to see what I'm dealing with, right? This blue-green, that's all Neptune energy. This is sort of just, this is the Uranus energy. It's just sort of blue, but then we have more green here. I do sense this sort of blue-green essence. If I can pick this up, the armor is a little bit bluish, and then there's green here, but it doesn't really have to be. So the Knight of Pentacles is the slow knight, and on top of it, that when it's inverted, it could be the Hanged Man, but it also could be the energies present in this card, but moving fast instead of slow. Like any progress that seemed blocked in the near future, there might still be a need for cosmic downloads, which is the whole point of going in. Like, you're not quite sure where to go, but you know that you need to be ready to move out fast. Like deployment. We have more solar energy here. Sun in Scorpio. Also the card very yellow. Six of Cups. Notice we have more scorpionic energy. And another 6 as well. 6 and 6, 12. This is... when the sun is, or moon cards are sideways, it gives me that, like, twilight or daybreak energy. And I'm getting a little bit more of twilight energy here because of this sun card being sideways. Especially because it's like scorpionic energy is usually, you think, dark. Like there's a darkness coming in with the sun. So it's descending into night. This actually looks more like twilight than that card. I mean, I'm getting in my head that, like, At Last It's Twilight Time song from the 50s. But this is sort of getting to a point where, like, everything that you've been dealing with, it's kind of like looking at it through rose-colored glasses, because twilight gives everything that sort of bluey, purpley tint. Like, it turns it indigo so that your third eye opens and You can see things more clearly. So what I'm actually seeing here is sort of the psychic downloads coming in with the third eye opening in regard to being able to open your heart to what's been going on in the past. Like, what's been happening all day? Oh, let me just chill on it and think about how my day is gone, but I'm not going to get upset about it. I'm just going to think about it in the larger scale of things. Wheel of Fortune. So we have a completion, and then we have that Sagittarius energy. This is sort of like, I feel unlucky. Things are finally going to go my way. Like, things are moving now, right? This is like, I need to be ready to move out. This is, all right, start going. Like, I'm ready, let's do this. I am communicating and being communicated to that I'm ready to go. Right? It's like, I'm okay to go. Like, on your mark, get set. What else is... I feel like there's something else that's 10 that I'm missing. Oh, maybe I'll figure it out in a minute. I'm getting coffee grinder. Like, if this is the Hanged Man, this is... I'm waking up and smelling the coffee. Now we have Page of Pentacles. So all these pentacles in very early stages or reverse, like, I don't have enough energy to be the Queen upright. I don't have enough energy to be the Knight upright. And I'm only at 2 over here. Notice the Page is 11, which looks the same as the Roman numeral 2. And it looks like the same guy, too. It's like here, and like here he's got a beard. Like, I don't want anyone to see, like, what my face looks like. Here he's, like, overgrown, and he's got the helmet on. But now he's like, I'm feeling fresh-faced and vulnerable, but I can't figure out what I'm doing. Here, it's like, I've taken this transformative momentum, and I'm setting out from my core. I'm not like fully like clipping along, but I've gone from 10 to 11 universal timing, and I'm taking this manifestation in the manifestation zone, and I'm able to go out and do it. Now he's wearing this red color, and I thought maybe it was the root chakra, but it's giving me Martian energy again. He looks like he's walking on the red planet. It's like I'm resolving my ego. My inner masculine is being transformed. But again, there's also transformation of feminine energy as well. And a lot of it has to do with these planetary retrogrades. Mars retrograding in Aries is a huge deal for everybody. It's dealing with anger and resentments and, defense and attack. I mean, the positive aspect of Martian energy is observation, negotiation, treaties, and things like that. I mean, this could be a treaty, but it's sort of like resolving something in your childhood. Right? The masculine and feminine of your childhood are no longer, calling each other a duty head. And then there's this ability to walk in your core and be able to manifest from this balance point. And also, I mean, if you think about it, a youth who doesn't have a beard is someone who's androgynous, right? I am the masculine and the feminine at the same time. I'm not, super lady, and I'm not like bushy dude either. I'm taking on aspects of all of myself. I couldn't figure out, am I this or am I that? Am I this or am I that? Who am I? It's like, no, I am unified. It was important for Virgo, especially because Virgo carries the maiden energy. And we see something coming out that's youthful. Right? Virgo is the maiden, or sometimes the inner child of the Empress. And then the Empress is the mother, and then the High Priestess. The higher vibration of this is the crone. And what's interesting is we have 11 here, which would be justice, which would be leading up to the 2, the High Priestess, because 11 combines back down to 2 anyway, and we see we start with 11, we end with 11. Turn the page. See what the advice is? So we have no inverted. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. It's like, instead of saying, no, you can't come in here, none shall pass, it's, okay, now you may cross the river, you may ford the ferry. And this is something that's been going on for a long time. When the no card is inverted, notice it says on, right? Where it's, let's get it on, let's do it, we're moving. And when this is inverted, this looks like, sort of like one of those, zip line. Looks like a zip line. Like, we're going, and we're going at a fairly fast clip. We're going to slide right on in there. Then we have Starseed, what lights you up. So we have Jupiter here, that's Sagittarius. We have Saturn here, that's the Capricorn energy that was present. And we have this fast water here, which we saw like twice already. And we have this cliff here. This is a little bit like the Fool. But we see it's a maiden here because it's Virgo. And yes. So here, it's like what lights you up. We're dealing with the core. This is like the sun inside your body. What is the light? All right. So let's look at these ancient ancestors. This is Virgo trying to establish that their heart is blocked off. They're sort of like, I'm beside myself. I am rigid in my heart space. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. Right? This is like, I'm starting to learn how to lighten up and have a little joy in my life again. This is, you can't come in here. You can't play with me. I don't like what you're doing. I'm all combat, no fun. And this is, I'm feeling very sour. Okay. This looks, again, this is a sort of androgynous figure. We have the combination of the masculine and the feminine. We have this idea of trying to gain some kind of ascension or insight from higher realms. And this is very yellow as well. And then there's this bluish watery essence. Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only being true to yourself that you can be true to others. This is like, I'm trying to control how I feel by thinking. This is what I think I should feel and do to protect myself. This is like, I think I feel like I think that about how I'm like dying all the time, and I'm thinking about how to get away from where I've been. I mean, The tension in the stomach could also be guilt as well. Not letting people in could be guilt as well. This is that true to others energy, that lightheartedness. And we notice here, it's like these two kids here look like the king and the queen up here, sort of, they look like they're just kind of horsing around too. You know, they're having a bit of fun, and that's how, like, things start, the energy starts moving again. This card came in reverse. The picture came out. Playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together, and remember, love is the greatest healer. So the ancestral trauma is lack of playfulness. It's something that's having to be relearned in order to open up the heart. I need to learn how to be playful like children. But if you had a childhood that was sort of denial and you having fun felt like you were going to be injured in some way, it would shut you down, and you would have to learn how to do that at some point. You know, this is sort of like, ooh, yes, let's have some fun, but there's this, like, essence of suspicion here. Okay. So this is in the distant, if I can pick this fucking card up. This is, I can see myself shutting down my heart. And then I'm, like, sad. I'm being made to feel guilty for having emotions at all. It's ancestral trauma. I'm not allowed to open up myself to playfulness. It's only functionality. These cards look like they go together. We have the angel wings, and we have the two people, and then we have the two people with the angel wings. This looks like a decapitated robot head to me. My beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. Now I feel like this is saying that the wound was to be cut off from those that you love, knowing that there's something that needs to be there, but it's not there, leading to this generational emotional emptiness. Alright, so we're going to look at these middle ancestors here. 37, a blessing for unity where there was once division. So immediately what I said, separated from that which you love, separated from joy and expression and playfulness. This is the Empress. Alright? She's there with her bunny rabbit that she has sometimes. There's this emotional moon energy here, but it's very slim, right? Like emotions, the illumination of and the reflection of the moon has been reduced. We have a 3 energy and we have the 7 energy. I don't really see 3 by itself here unless I reduce one of these to a 1. 2 and 1, 3. But I do have the 7 and I do have the 10. Right? It's like we know that we're missing somebody else. We want the nurturing, but we're sort of descending into darkness. A blessing to bring prosperity, 21. So again, 2 and 1. Trying to get that 3 energy. This is more like Virgo energy, right? She looks very young. She's not totally in control of the animal. She's just working on learning how to deal with the expansive energies of fruits and plants. And it's like I'm trying to have an understanding on the world. This is part of this energy, right? I'm losing my ability to manifest. Right? The goddess energy of 3 is getting broken down. There's a split. There's 2 over here and 1 over here, and there's more of this idea of an energetic descent. A blessing of the air. So now, like I said, we're breaking it down. 30 to 37, so we have a 3 breaking down to 2 and 1, and now we've only got 2. Right? I'm trying to maintain this ability even to get the plants to pollinate. And we see where it's going to reduce to this 2 of swords of trying to remove ourselves from pain. We see where it's going. Right? These spirals are being separated apart from each other. In the near ancestors, we have the 8 of Cups. I don't really like this card. This guy looks kind of evil to me. 8 of Cups is normally walking away from that which doesn't suit you, but I don't feel like that with this card. I feel like it's like I'm losing power from out of my chakras, and I'm descending further into darkness. He's got a full moon here, but it's like I'm pretending that I'm in tune with my emotions. But I'm giving you a balanced aspect that's in shadow. I'm not giving you a balanced light aspect. I'm only giving you balanced shadow. Right? I am the darkness, but I am a complete darkness. Which is a really weird way of looking at it, I think. What is 8 of Cups? Saturn and Pisces. Like I'm fully operating in my subconscious. That's the only place where I can feel aligned, is in my subconscious. So in waking life, I have no access to my chakras, only in the dark. But by the time, and I said this is like a dream you have and you wake up and you can't remember it. This is what the dream is. And if I had the 9 and the 8 together, that'd be 17, the star. It's like wishes. Like, I wish I could remember the dream, but it's sunk into darkness. And in that way, somewhat distorted as well. Wisdom inverted. So 10. Look at this. This card in this deck is like the Hermit and the Magician mixed together. And the Hermit and the Magician are both mercurial energy. So it could be Gemini, it could be Virgo. It doesn't really matter. But these two cards together, 8 and 10, that's 18. That's the moon. Darkness, secrets, fears, nightmares. I've lost my waking knowledge of being connected. And this is waking up and smelling the coffee. I'm starting to regain the vision. I've gone from loss of wisdom to completing that cycle and being able to open up again and have some control over my waking life. Right? He's setting out in the early morning light. Alright, so let's look at the overview for this reading. This is you can't come into my bubble. Right? This is my inner masculine and inner feminine. Although if you're reading this, if you're watching this for a relationship, this is we're finally able to be together with each other. And there's this sort of You know, we're healing this separation by being together and creating this barrier where we're not going to be pulled apart anymore. And again, this could be relationship, or it could be your inner unity. Beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. So when I see something about reflection, it tells me moon energy. And we're sort of starting out with that idea of I'm only half the moon. You know, I'm not absorbing any light, I'm only just reflecting the little bit that I've got left. Some of it's this idea that if you insist that you are some way, you end up poisoning yourself with saying, I'm only this, I'm only that, I'm stupid at this, I suck, I'm a terrible person. You end up at this point where your inner selves are at war with each other, where it's like, I feel like I want more attention. Oh, you don't deserve it. Remember, we suck. And they're like, yeah, but you suck more than I suck in this. And then it's just like, Rrr. And it creates a feedback loop where you think that you're not a worthwhile person. And again, it could be a relationship aspect, but the way that I'm reading this is more to deal with the balance of masculine and feminine and energy and dark and light within the individual. Because when we look at our inner child has a masculine and a feminine as well. And if we only work on, I remember being the maiden, let me fix myself, now I'm full queen energy. What you're missing is that this energy is not getting any help at all and is going to remain in a defensive position. Look how sad he is. Nobody ever wants to work on my energy. But in order for the wheel to move, they both need to be in that healed energy. The king and the queen. Having a good time. Okay. So this came out inverted. A blessing for a mother. Una said that this is the Empress being separated. 21. And then it comes out 12 inverted, which is essentially 21. A blessing for a mother. Right? Virgo energy wants to have some kind of protection from the Empress. It's like I'm scared, like, where's, like, my mom didn't teach me how to do this. Like, I didn't learn how to do this from anybody. Well, it's like your mother didn't learn from their ancestors how to nurture themselves. Like, your father's feminine energy wasn't taught to nurture himself. So I've felt unprotected and unnurtured. Notice that this is 12 too, which answers this Knight of Pentacles. Right, what's that cosmic download? Nurturing, so I know how to do abundance. Nurturing is sort of like an antacid when you got a bad tummy ache. What's that song? There's a song. Something about... Is it Amy? Is that the song? There's a song from the 70s where it's like, like put a blanket on me when I'm cold and like take care of me when I'm sick and stuff like that. And I can't remember. It's like maybe it's you make me throw up when I'm sick and then put a blanket on me when I'm cold and stuff like that. And I just, some of it's the freaking lawn mowing outside, and some of it's that I just can't get the sound of the song to like coalesce in my head completely. The butterfly down here for transformation, and it's purple, that upper chakra energy. I feel like one of the lyrics has to do with like, you reprimand me when I'm bold, but I don't think that's the right thing. It's sort of like, you know, part of nurturing is checking yourself before you wreck yourself. And that's part of balancing the Martian energy. But this nurturing that wants to come in is part of that opening up of the cosmic energy, and saying that Virgo is learning that, I'm going to say she because Virgo is the maiden. The maiden is going to learn that she is going to become the mother eventually, energetically. And in order to do that, she has to practice the nurturing. Right? If you weren't taught how to do it, you have to practice it until it starts to become familiar again. Okay? And part of that starts with playing, right? I'm going to play. What are you going to do? I don't know. I'm going to frolic, and then I'm going to play nurse to myself, and then I'm going to play hairdresser to myself, and then I'm going to play war with myself, and then I'm going to play making treaties with myself. So it's those games that children play when they're young that help train them to be in aligned energies and have the confidence to expand their horizons when they're older. If they don't get to play when they're younger, that sort of shuts down their energy, and they end up being in this survival mode, in this defensive mode. Alright, so I think that's enough. If you want to get a personal reading, I have a complete list of readings and how much they cost in the description box of my infomercial video, which is linked below this one. And the thumbnail looks like this. You can add charms on top of any reading for $7. I have merch on Cafe Press. I have prints on DeviantArt. I have coloring books and a Dark Night of the Soul poetry book on Amazon with the Kindle Direct Publishing. I have actual art items you can get here in my catalog. I have chapbook packs, which is sort of basically like tossing down a few cards. It's art and writing and images all just packed up in these little mystery packs. So it's kind of like a little universal download packet. I like to call them synchronicity stimulus packets. So those are in the catalog. I've got stuffed animals. I've got foam lotus. I've got digital portraits. I got some other stuff. I've got individual drawings down here, paintings. Those are in the catalog, and they'll change when they sell. I've got a couple hundred of things at least that I can jam in there. It's just a matter of keeping the PDF from being too enormous to upload and or mail or whatever. Because I don't have anywhere where I can just post it right now, so it has to be small enough to be able to be... Well, actually it's in Google Docs, but there's a size limit to Google Docs. So anyway, if you want the PDF to that, just email me, and So all of that information is available in that description box of the infomercial video. If you're having trouble figuring out how to purchase any of this stuff, it should be in the infomercial video. And if you have any questions or you just want that information without looking for it, just email me, thecatcamebackatcamp@gmail.com. And if you want to donate to this channel, help keep it running, you can hit that tip jar, energy exchange, paypal.me/CATtheMinion. I also have Cash App and Venmo. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, check out my playlists tab, my discussion tab, and stay groovy, and we'll see you later. Bye.